Today on Real Life in Real Estate, 5 next level strategies to help you wow your buyers. Hi there and welcome to Real Life in Real Estate. I'm Mark Peebles, here to help you live your best life and achieve ultimate success. And someday I'll learn to talk straight. No, I'm so glad that you're with me today. I am going to be talking about 5 next level strategies that are going to help you wow buyers today. But before I do, I'm going to give you a bonus right up front. You want to wow your buyers? Get them a great home warranty up front. I recommend Advantage Home Warranty. Advantage Home Warranty is my favorite home warranty in the business. You can learn more about Advantage Home Warranty at AdvantageHW.com. And let me tell you, even in the past week, I've had them out to my house twice, and the service is second to none. You will be so satisfied. They're so responsive, and I have the Elite plan. The thing about the Elite plan is I don't have to pay every time they come to my house. It's free when they come to the house. So check out Advantage Home Warranty at AdvantageHW.com. Okay. So that's your bonus material for today. I want to talk about 5 next level strategies to wow your buyers. We're in a competitive buyer environment. And you know, one of the biggest issues in the real estate industry today is that, agents, they help buyers through the process and then they drop them like whatever. They never talk to them again. There's a stat out there that I've heard many times that 85% of all homeowners 5 years after they bought their home cannot remember the name of their real estate agent. Are you kidding me? How could you not remember the name of your real estate agent? But let me say, 5 years is a long time, especially when you've not heard from that person in 5 years. So today we are talking about how to wow your buyers so they don't forget about you. So let's start up front with strategy number 1 of the 5 next level strategies, and that is to do personal proactive search. Now, this one's on the front end. This one happens before you ever have them under contract, okay? So you've got them on a buyer agency. They're on your hot list, or maybe even they're just on your warm list, like casually looking for something. But you are personally and proactively sending that buyer listings. Now, I am a big believer in portals. I believe that you should set up a search portal in the MLS for all of your buyers. And you might call it different things. My dad always called it auto prospecting. I felt like that was always our internal term for it. But that's what my dad always called it. He said, I'm going to set you up on auto prospecting. Well, I just tell them I'm going to set you up on a search portal through the MLS. As soon as a new listing hits the market that fits into your criteria, it's going to drop into your inbox. Now, what I always like to do is I actually will make sure that when that listing goes out to that buyer, that it also comes to me. When I see it, I'll actually jump into one of my favorite apps, right? Or one of my search apps on my phone. And let me tell you, I used to be a big fan of HomeSnap. So if you're from homes.com right now and you're one of the ones that bought HomeSnap, I want you to know I am mad at you. And I teach continuing education classes all over the place, and I bring up HomeSnap, and everyone is always like, why did they get rid of it? It was because HomeSnap was a fabulous, fabulous app for agents, and you took it away from us, homes.com. So please bring back all of those old features from HomeSnap. Okay, I'm going to step off the soapbox here, but I used to go into HomeSnap, and you could actually scroll and you could see all the new listings. Now, you might use Realtor.com, you might use Zillow. Some MLSs have apps available. I know the MLS that I'm a part of here in Dayton, they have an app. I'm not always a big fan because a lot of my clients are crossover clients. They're looking in markets that are served by Dayton and Cincinnati. And with using that Dayton app, you don't get Cincinnati listings. So there's all kinds of complexity. Sometimes Zillow or Realtor.com, even Homes.com, is the best place to find listings. And so what I do is I'll get my hot list up in front of me, And I will look and I'll see, okay, so John and Sally, they are looking for 3 minimum bedrooms, ranch on a basement in Springboro. I will go in, I'll put in their quick criteria, and I will search and see what the new listings are. And I will spend every day 10 or 15 minutes early in the day and 10 or 15 minutes late in the day, and I'll just send out new listings via text message. Now, if that, came to me in an email, I'll immediately go into the app, I'll pull it up, and I'll text it to him right then. It's much more personalized and of value to that buyer than if you send a, hey, I'm just checking in on you, or hey, I was just thinking about you guys, how are you doing, when they are actively looking for a house, right? So if you say, hey, I saw this listing today, it just hit the market, I wanted to get your thoughts on it, do you think this would be something of interest? Now, the other good thing, besides what's just being emailed out to them and automatically texting that to them, is to also actually go in and find properties that might be slightly outside of their criteria and say, hey, I was just thinking about you today and I saw this property and I wondered if it might fit your criteria. All right, so there are ways to do this, but it's all about being personalized, proactive in the search, and sending them texts of value with properties. That's what they're wanting to see. I sent one this week to a guy and he's like, yeah, Mark, we are seeing everything because we're on realtor.com every day. And the one that I sent him, he said, yeah, we've been following that one for a while. It just had a big price drop. And so I thought, man, maybe I'll send it to him. And he said, thanks for sending that. We've been on realtor.com every day and we haven't seen the right one yet. That's okay. It was an open door for me to communicate with them and just keep in touch, providing a little bit of value. All right. So that is personal proactive search. Strategy 2, consider a home management binder. Now, when it comes to the home management binder, this is a binder that you're going to put together. Now, I know there's online places that you can register them for an account when they buy their house, and then they can keep everything online. I'm a believer in an actual binder, a thick binder that you're going to provide to them at the closing table with different sections in it. You're going to help them navigate home ownership. You're going to help them to stay organized and track their home maintenance. You're going to have it branded. It's going to have your information all throughout this binder. And it's just a great way to remind buyers that they should reach out to you when they run into any issues. So what is actually going to be in the home management binder? Well, first off, you're going to have a welcome letter and explain the binder to them and any important information about their house. So, congratulations on your new home. Here's all of my contact information. Here's the listing sheet and the tax record from your property, so that you have those records and you can see all of the data from when you purchased your home. Oh, and did you buy a home warranty? Because here is the home warranty brochure. I want to make sure you know who to call when you have a home warranty claim. The other thing then is you're having a maintenance and repair section. This is a great section to put in seasonal checklists. These are the maintenance items that you want to go through on a seasonal basis to make sure that you're not missing something. Have a maintenance log on there. So every time they have Advantage Home Warranty out to repair the plumbing, they can write in there 2/23/25 Advantage Plumbing and HVAC replaced a cartridge in my master bath. Or my primary bathroom faucet. Okay, so you are proactively monitoring and keeping a log of all of the maintenance that you've had. So if anyone asks, has that been maintenance? Well, yeah, I just maintenance my furnace last fall on October 25th, right? So it'll have a maintenance log and then any warranty information that they might have for any appliances, structural warranty, builder warranty, anything like that would also be included in that part of the binder. Then you want to have the appliances and systems. A lot of the appliances, in fact, we see this all the time. When a seller leaves a house, they leave a stack of appliance manuals there. So now you can actually have folders inside of this big binder where all of those appliance manuals will fit right in. They'll have everything in one place. Any system information in the house. Another thing, smart home devices. I have clients move into homes all the time where there's a Nest or a Ring doorbell, and they have to go and find the process to change over the accounts to get that new doorbell working under their account. And there's a process to that. Why not just say, okay, they've got a Nest. I'm going to go ahead and put the instructions for that Nest doorbell into the home management binder. Okay, so you are providing value to them in there. You're also helping them to prepare for emergencies. Another section, put in emergency contacts of the local police and fire and your number, because if there's a home emergency, if there's some type of a catastrophic loss, you want them to call you and say, hey, my basement is flooding. I don't know what to do. Because you are going to be one that is going to help them keep a level head. That's going to say, okay, it's okay. As my dad would always say, my dad, 55 years in the business, incredibly successful. He would say, in those circumstances, I'll be right over. He would drop what he was doing, show up at their house, and just be there to be a calming voice for them. And do you know how far that goes when a client's in that situation? I've used this many times in my career. It really solidifies relationship with that client. So you want them to call you in those circumstances so that you can be the level head, so that you can help them make good real estate decisions, good decisions on what the next steps that they're going to take are going to be. What are the emergency procedures if the power goes out? What are the emergency procedures if a pipe does burst? What do they need to do? You can add all of those in there, and then also give them a place to fill in and a home inventory report. In fact, you want them to fill in that home inventory report, because then they'll have that if they ever need to give it to their insurance in case of a catastrophic loss. Oh, a great email of value that you can send to them, by the way, is an annual home inventory report that they can print off, fill out, and add to their binder on an annual basis. Always tell them to keep electronic copies of that one as well, so that they have it in case they are in a catastrophic loss where they lose their binder too, right? Other contents, put in community resources, their local HOA, any other neighborhood information, any other community contacts, local service providers that they might need access to around their new neighborhood. A lot of people are coming from out of the area. They don't know the neighborhood, so help them know the neighborhood. So strategy 2, home management binder. I believe this is of great value. Strategy number 3 is to immediately update your list, your contact list, your relationship list with that new address. Oh, and while you're updating that, print off an extra copy of their ALTA and or their closing disclosure, put an annual tax letter with that, and put that into a big envelope. Get a stamp that says important tax information included, write their new address on there, put it in a file, and then in January of next year, you're going to send that to them. But here's the key. Some of you out there are saying, immediately update my list. Well, I don't update my list. And that's why 5 years after they buy the house, they're not going to remember who you are. You need to have a list that you market to systematically. And so it's critical that you update that list every time you have a closing so that you can systematically communicate with those buyers, with those homeowners. Because here's the deal. When I think of a client, they're not just a client, a past client. No, they are a client for life. You know, my goal is to serve them throughout their entire life. The average American is going to buy 5 to 7 homes in their life, and I want to sell every one to them, and then I want to sell all of their kids' homes, and then I want to start on the grandkids' generation, right? And so that is my hope. But in order to do that, you've got to have a list, you've got to systematically communicate with them, and make them clients for life. Strategy 4, you want to do post-closing follow-up. Again, it's so easy to get that check and then never talk to the buyer again. It happens all the time. So let me give you just a quick, down and dirty contact follow-up system here that you can implement on your next closing to make your buyers feel like, wow, they really do care about me. And this is really important because as agents, we should care about our clients. So here it is. Within 24 hours, okay, so you hand them the keys to the closing. they're going to go get into the house. So within the first 24 hours, you need to call them and say, hey guys, I'm just checking in. I want to make sure you didn't have any problems getting to the house and everything was as you expected. Now, if they go in and come to find out, oh no, the dishwasher was leaking, it happens all the time. Can you imagine the stress that they're under? Because here they've got people coming to help them move. They've got a truck outside. They still have to get their kids to school. They're dealing with the pets, and the darn dishwasher is leaking, and they don't know what to do. They're trying to figure it out. Here's a huge opportunity to provide amazing customer service. And the way that you provide that amazing customer service is you say, hey, let me take care of that for you. You call your plumber, say, hey, can you go out, take care of this for them? And then when you're done, can you just send me the bill? And take care of the bill. Well, it might have cost you $150, right? But now they're going to be like, wow, that is amazing service. Okay, so go that extra mile. Make that call within 24 hours. If something is not as they expected, work to help them make it right. And if you're able to, take that expense off of them and make sure they know, hey, I'm going to take care of this for you. Then you also want to offer contractor referrals and see through after closing repairs. One of the things I've done for years is like if we have a lot of radon in our area of the country. So radon, you have to have a mitigation system installed, and oftentimes those don't get installed until after we close. So in those circumstances, I am actually going to say, hey, let me take care of getting that scheduled for you, and I will see that repair through. And so I'll follow the radon company all the way through the repair, make sure that everything's done properly, that we get the final test back. I'll provide the final test back to them, and it's just a little extra customer service to help them see through those closing repairs. Another reason you might want to do that is because I've actually had people where we've handed them checks at closing, and then I do go to sell their house 3 to 5 years from now, and they never had that repair done, right? And so you want to, they're getting those funds at closing. Don't let them waste the funds, number one. And number two, make sure that those repairs actually get done because it's a disclosure issue in the future. Okay, so I'll move on here. A handwritten note. Within that first week, you want to send them a handwritten note. Thank you so much for the opportunity to serve your family. I am here if you ever need anything, and I want you to know what a blessing it was to work with you. Very simple, handwritten note. And then at 1 week, you're going to call them and say, hey, are you loving your home? I just wanted to check in with you. Are you loving your home? How's everything going for you guys? Starting to feel settled. It's just a nice touch, nice conversation. Then call them at 1 month. This is the last call in this follow-up plan. At 1 month, you want to call them and say, hey, I just want to remind you about your home warranty if they bought a home warranty. And if they didn't, maybe you're going to say, hey, I want to remind you that I put some information in your home binder about our favorite home warranty, Advantage Home Warranty, and you didn't get one through your closing, but it might be a wise thing to invest in. Or if we did get the investment, we did get that maybe covered during the closing process, remind them they have it. The least favorite call I've ever made, and it's happened many times in my career, is when someone's like, oh, we moved in, and then the water heater went out. We had to replace the water heater, and I'm like, did you use a home warranty? And they're like, oh, I forgot we had that. Okay, you don't want that to happen. That's not ever good news. So it's a great call just to remind them that they have that home warranty. Okay, last strategy is I want you to calendar your first annual real estate review. So on that closing day, you need to put in your calendar 1 year from now that you are going to call that client and do their first annual real estate review to go over the increase in value in their home, how the market's moving around their home, and really just provide an extra value that, quite frankly, no other agent is going to offer to them. And so you need to add it to your calendar immediately so you don't forget. Make sure they get called 1 year from now. The other thing you need to do is right then, you need to do a baseline. What did they pay for their current home? What do the online portals say that their current home is worth? What's the absorption rate? In other words, how fast is the market moving? And if you need help with how to figure absorption rate, then feel free to email me. I'd be glad to share how we figure the absorption rate. And then you want to communicate with them when you're doing your home management binder, and going through that with them. You want to tell them, hey, listen, every year as we move forward, I'm going to do an annual real estate review for you where I'm going to review the value of all of your real estate assets with you and give you a feel for what the market is doing around your neighborhood. Okay. And so, very important. I believe that doing an annual real estate review, first off, I recommend these are face-to-face, whether it's on Zoom or Google Meet, or actually you're stopping by in person to do the review with them. But realistically, face-to-face is the most valuable way to do it. And the reason is because over the next 5 to 8 years, the time that they're going to be in their home, I want them to see your face, because when they're seeing your face every year, when they're getting their communications from you monthly, the emails you're sending to them, the quarterly text messages that you're sending to them, being invited to your annual client event, and you're providing them great value with your annual real estate review, you are going to find that 5 to 8 years from now, they will not think of another agent that they need to call to help them sell. They're only going to think of you. So, there are the 5 strategies, my 5 next level strategies to help you wow every buyer. I hope this has been of great value for you today. I want to remind you of a couple things. First off, I teach a lot of this content in my continuing education classes. So if you're looking for continuing education for your group, for your brokerage, for your MLS or realtor board, I would be glad to come out and share these principles with you. I can get certified in any state for continuing education. I currently teach in multiple states across the country. And also, remember, you can get Real Life in Real Estate as a podcast, or you can get it on our YouTube channel at reallifeinrealestate.com. Please let us know what you think in the comments. Please subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye now.